Morning, everybody. Saturday, the 30th of July, with some Leeds news. Just to make it clear to everyone who's wondering, this isn't just a transfer news thing. This will always just be Leeds news in general. So there's a bit of stuff today that's not Leeds transfer related. But we're going to start with that today and giving some feedback in the comments. I am going to slow down how fast I speak. I'm Irish. I talk pretty quick even for Irish people, so I'm gonna try and slow it down a little bit. Thanks for the feedback, by the way. I will give it a go. I didn't expect anybody to watch these videos, so I'll modify it. All right. So let's get into it. So the first one is a man by the name of Julian Quinones. That is apparently how it's pronounced. Julian Quinones. Been linked. A striker can also play in the wing. Linked with Leeds yesterday, roughly in around 4.2 million, which has caused outrage on Twitter for the tin hat wearing brigade, who think we're buying a striker on the cheap. This guy has played 13 times for Colombia and scored 4 goals at international level. That is not a cheap player. Price doesn't always relate to quality, and we've seen that in the past when we spent money on players who ended up not. Rodrigo, there you go, record signing. Was he worth 20 odd million? Don't think so. So let's be honest here. We don't know anything about this guy. There's a lot of people on Twitter this week and the last 2 days going, we don't know this guy. We should be signing players that we know. Most of these lads didn't even know who Bielsa was when we got him in the first place. So let's just, concentrate on the facts here. He is a 25-year-old striker slash winger. He is 5'10" in height. He is described as a disruptive type of player. Now, that means he's quite gangly, a little bit awkward. We've seen that in the past. We've had players in the past. Phil Mazinga was very unorthodox. Very similar mold from what I've seen of his clips on YouTube, which I know YouTube isn't a guide. Very similar in style to Phil Mazinga or Paulo Wanchop, of that ilk. Very long leg, big strides. He scored 14 goals and had 9 assists last season for his club Atlas, which helped him to win the title. He scored 3 goals in the semi-final that got them into the final where they won the title in Colombia. So again, that's not a poor caliber player. He might not be the level of the Ketelaere, but we don't know what player the Ketelaere is going to be like when he goes to play for Milan. So that's the first thing. So I wanted to spend a bit of time just giving people some update on who this player is. Go look him up. He seems like a decent player. He is awkward, but he scores goals. Remember, we're not looking for a number one striker. We're looking for a backup for Joffe and Bamford, or someone that can play with those two. You don't want to bring in a player who's going to replace Joffe or push him further down the pecking order. He needs to play this year, and if we're playing with a striker and a 10 or 2 strikers, we need to have balance there as well. So just think about that when we're looking at these players. The other player that's been linked with Leeds this morning, and again, sporadically over the last couple of weeks, is Broja, who Chelsea player who was on loan at Southampton last year and did really, really well with Southampton. What we'll say about Broja is he's ranked about 35.5 million. Real Madrid apparently interested in him. So I think this is absolute speculation and rumour. I don't believe this to be a true thing at all. And I don't believe it's going to happen at all. Outside of that, it's the weekend. So it's got really quiet, which always leads into most of the stuff we've heard during the week as being potential rumour. For anyone who thinks we're not going to sign a striker, by the way, and that we've done nothing while we've been trying to get to Ketelaere, if you watch the Leeds tour, or if you've got a Leeds United LUTV subscription, go and look at Jesse Marsch's press conference and the interview he did after one of the games when he was asked about the Ketelaere.
The striker one, I think it's been well documented that the Ketelaere was a goal of ours, and it's not finished yet with him, but we've also moved on to some other targets, trying to figure out which would be the best fit if in the end, which is what we believe, he will not be available.
And let's not sign Charlie Taylor. Let's remember, Charlie Taylor refused to play for Leeds. I couldn't wait to get out of Leeds quick enough. Just because he's a Leeds lad doesn't mean he should be welcomed back with open arms. Charlie Taylor's not good enough. We need to move past that. If you don't think Jeremy Firpo is good enough, Charlie Taylor absolutely isn't good enough. So let's just wait and see what Leeds can bring in terms of a decent left back. Other news, Leeds had their press day yesterday, so this is where all the photographs are taken for Sky Sports, for BT, for the Leeds United social media channels. And they look like they're going to have an awful lot of fun with this year. There's some great stuff here, and the images are on the screen there now. You'll see them. Lots of smouldering going on. Captain Liam Smoulder, I said on Twitter yesterday. It's a great picture. Jesse Marsch seems to be having a lot of fun with this as well. I like the fact that Jesse Marsch is so personable and so media friendly. It's a bit disjointing to what we had before with Bielsa, who didn't do any media stuff. I quite like him being there. And Big Rasmus, as you can see from the image, looks like he's had an absolute ball doing this. So that's pretty much it today. Very, very short and sweet. Again, thanks to everyone who's watching the videos and liking, subscribing and all that stuff. I really appreciate it. You blow me away, and I feel very lucky. So thank you for that. And I'm going to let you go and have your weekend. There's no video tomorrow because it's Sunday and I'm Irish, so I will be sleeping. So there you go. Have a good one. See you Monday. Bye.